Hey y'all, so I live on a country road, and the construction workers were putting down loose gravel today. And I'm like, loose gravel? But there is pavement under the loose gravel. Like, why not just fix the pavement and repave the road? You know what I mean? And so that just made me think, right? Because loose gravel, eventually, even if they pack it down, put water on it, it's going to wear out eventually, and they're going to have to do it again. Whereas with pavement, it may take longer to pave the entire street, but pavement is going to last a number of years before it has to be redone. And it may take more time and cost more money, but if the foundation is laid right, you won't have to rebuild the foundation. And so a lot of times we're just ready to have a placeholder or put something in place or just hurry up and do something so we can get the process over with. And God is like, you can't. I'm not gonna build you on faulty ground. I need to build your foundation, and I have to take time to build your foundation. Why are you in a rush if I'm not in a rush? Right? Now, we may feel urgency to swiftly obey, and that is important. We must learn to swiftly obey, but at the same time, God is not rushing, so why are you? And God is not rushing you so that you can skip over steps that need to be processed through, that is important for the building process of what God is doing in your life. And I was just telling a friend today, the older I get, the more I grow with the Lord. And honestly, the closer I get to 30, because in your 20s, you feel like you have to rush everything. The closer I get to 30, I'm learning that you have to learn to wait with the Lord, wait on the Lord, wait in the Lord. Understand that none of this is denial. And some of it is not even delayed. It just takes time to do what God is doing in our life. Like, God is not a genie. God is not a fairy godmother. He's not going to do it just because you wish it with a snap of a finger. There's power in the story. There is literally glory in the journey of what he is doing in your life and what he desires to do with you, period. We can't skip over moments of purpose and destiny where God desires to build and grow us. We can't sweep over that or speed through that just because we don't have the patience. Because if I rush through this, then where is my power to help transform somebody else's life? Where is the steps to victory that I can help somebody else walk through a hard season, right? Where is the wisdom and the glory and the power and the authority that I gained from the journey? I won't have it because I rushed through the process. Right? But it takes faith to keep your heart intact through the tough times, through when it's hard to still see the end vision, right? When you're in the thick of it. Like, this is a patience thing. This is a faith thing. This is a trusting God more than your surroundings thing. We have to understand that just because our life doesn't look like what God said doesn't mean that what God said was a lie. God said what God said, no matter what the journey looks like. We have to understand to keep the faith no matter what we see around us, because eventually it's going to look like what God said. And that's on faith. I stand on faith. I know what I know. I stand on what I know to be true about God. And that's what you got to know, and that's what you have to learn through this. Why would God rush us? Why do we feel like we need to be rushed? I don't understand. And I'm talking to myself, like, sometimes we just don't want to deal with the journey or go through the process, or what. You become refined in the process. You become better. You become built to last. This thing that God has for you is not microwavable. This thing that God has for you is not like minute rice or instant grits. It takes time. God got to put you in the crock pot. What? God got to put you in the crock pot, baby, and it's okay. Because when you come out, mighty God.